Welcome back to week 2 of my 6-month journey to change my life. I'm so glad you are here again, and I'm actually proud of myself that I'm here again too, because this week felt like really full. Mentally, emotionally, academically, but in between all of that, I've been thinking a lot. Not just about goals, but also about how to make progress and about how we actually know we're moving forward. Last week I shared in my first video that I have these 6 big areas I want to grow in, like my master thesis, my personal growth, YouTube, building an app, and my self-beliefs. But big goals are just directions. If we don't break them down, track them, and then review them, then we don't actually build momentum. And that's why I'm choosing to work with SMART goals for each month of this journey. And I'm doing it not just to be productive, but because I want to actually feel the shift happening. So before we get into SMART goals, I want to just take a moment to share what my past week looked like, because part of this journey is showing you the real life behind my systems. This week was mentally a lot. I had to prepare for my midterm exams and presentations next week. Those always take a ton of energy, and at one point my whole brain just wanted to shut down. But the thing I'm actually most proud of this week, I gave a talk in front of like a full hall, 200 people. And for me, this was a really big deal because I told my professor I wanted to work on my public speaking skills, and wow, she was so fast. There was an empty spot in the trade fair, and she just filled me in. I spoke about education, about how access to education should be a right and not a privilege, and how we need to create tools that actually help people to use the education they already have if they want to. And of course, I talked about my product a bit. This topic isn't just something I like. For me, it's really personal. It's connected to the startup I'm building, and the teaching job I'm doing daily, and also to who I want to become, someone who speaks up for the things that matter. It was kind of terrifying at first going on stage. I could feel my heartbeat pounding before I even went there. And then every step onto the stage, I felt so helpless, and I think the moderator saw this too. But once I started speaking, it felt really right. It felt really good. It was really good, but it was very rehearsed. And this moment reminded me why one of my bigger goals in this journey is personal visibility. It's not about my ego, but really for the impact. On the health side, I finally got myself to the gym. Even better, I brought a friend. I got my friend to sign up as well. We went twice this week. One day we did weight training and cardio, just light weights. And the other, we joined a yogi Pilates class. It's like a blend of yoga and Pilates. It was supposed to be gentle, but honestly, it was so intense for both of us. You could hear me catching my breath, or like me breathing so heavily that at one point the instructor was like smiling at us with his face like, But in the end, we did it. We showed up. I didn't have to be perfect right at the beginning. This was fine. At least I know I'm alive in my body. So yeah, that's been a full week, not perfect, but I'm proud that I showed up, and I'm so happy that you are here too. So back to SMART goals. If you never heard about SMART goals before, it's an acronym. And while some people think it's kind of boring and too corporate, I think it can actually be really helpful, like a clear way to turn dreams into actionable steps. So let's break them down real quick. S stands for specific. What exactly do you want to do? Not just get healthy, but like go to the gym at least once a week. M stands for measurable. How will you know you did it? Numbers really help. Can you count it? Can you track it? Or do you journal it? A is for attractive, achievable. Is this something that's really motivating? Can you achieve it in your life right now? And R stands for relevant, realistic. Does it actually serve your bigger vision? Does it align with where you want to and see yourself grow? And T stands for time bound. This is the easiest one. Set a deadline, even if it's soft, like at the end of June. So putting them all together, instead of saying, I want to grow, you're saying, I'll post one personal reflection on LinkedIn every week for the next 4 weeks. And that's trackable. That's very honest and that's very clear. But here's the thing. even smart goals aren't enough because goals don't create results, systems do. I watched this video last week and something that stuck with me was, we don't need to be perfect. We just need to start. And once we start, the system just gets going. And that really hit because most people give up not just because the goal is like impossible, but because they don't have a system to really track the progress. Or even worse, because they don't even see that progress is actually happening. So let me give you an example. If your best friend goes to the gym every day and you see her or him every day, you probably won't notice a huge difference, will you? But if you haven't seen another friend in let's say 3 months and he's been working out consistently the whole time, you'll definitely see a difference. You will see a change, right? And that's how slow and quiet progress works. And that's why we need to review systems to remind ourselves that, yes, we are actually moving forward. And here are a few of my own SMART goals for this month. I'm not sharing all of them because it's a little bit much, but I picked 3 that are presenting a side of this journey. Some people do quarter goals, like 12 weeks, 3 months, but I just chose monthly goals because for me, it's a closer view of where I'm going, and I usually need a very short time frame for rewards. I want everything usually right now. Anyway, let's dive right in. My first goal is for mental health and self-worth. The goal says spend a minimum of 1 hour every week in either coaching, mentoring, or self-reflection. This could be journaling, meditation, or listening to a podcast and actively reflecting on it, not just passively receiving input. Why it's important for me right now is because I'm not in such a good state of mind right now, and I know I need to actively work on my self-worth and not just think about it. And let's talk about why it's smart. It's specific because it's a very clear goal with 1 hour input every week. It's measurable because I will have 4 reflection entries after those 4 weeks. And it's attractive because I hopefully will have a better self-esteem. And lastly, time-bound because there is a deadline for the reflection after 4 weeks, right? My second goal is to improve my Thai language skills. The goal states 1 hour per week at least of Thai language learning with my private YouTube channel. I want to be able to communicate more confidently with my family, with my identity and kind of my culture as well. I'll get little tests from my teacher at the end of the month to check it. So it's specific because Thai language skills. It's measurable because 1 hour every week and a test at the end. Attractive because then I will articulate myself better. And it's realistic because I already know the basics and I can improve. Time-bound, I have a test at the end to write. And third, increase personal visibility on LinkedIn. The goal states post at least 1 insight or experience on LinkedIn per week, not just recaps or repost. I want to position myself more authentically and consistently as a founder. So tell me, can you already see the SMART pattern in here? Some other quick ones could be go to the gym at least once a week to feel better and have more energy, or drink 2 liters of water daily. Yes, even something this simple is a goal if it really improves how you can feel. If you want to walk with me this month, not just watch, here's your invitation. You can pause this video right now and write down 1, 2, 3 SMART goals for yourself. Don't make them too complicated, just make them clear. And if you want, you can share one of them in the comments below. I will read every and all of them. And if nothing else, it helps us stay accountable to each other. It's really motivational if you have written it down at least once. Something I'm learning on this journey is that showing up once is already proof. Whether it's speaking on a stage, going to the gym, or sitting down to film this very video, every time I choose to show up, I'm proving that to myself that I am capable of change. And you can do this too. And it's very easy to forget that because we're just used to looking at those big results for some big achievements we can directly point to. But sometimes the result is just the moment itself, the courage to start and the choice to return every time, the softness to even just begin. So that's what I'm taking into next week, that proof doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be present. I showed up this week and I will show up again next week. And I know you will too. So that's week 2 of this journey. I'm learning to set better goals. I hope you too. Not just big dreams, but like little steps with systems we can track. Next week, I will check in with how these are going. And then until then, remember, small steps still count. I will see you next week.